great to be here talking about equality in our country, trying to fulfill the aspirations of this nation that all people are created equal and endowed by their creator with certain inalienable rights. Now, we know that when that statement was made, it wasn't really true, was it? But here's the thing, it wasn't a lie either. It simply wasn't true yet. It's our job to make it true. We can't simply say it's not true, so it's not true. We have to say that making America a country where all people are treated with equality and respect and dignity is the individual obligation and the collective obligation of all of us. So we got to come together and do this thing. And it's hard, and sometimes it's discouraging, but you know what? People who got us to this point didn't quit. So we can't. You know what I mean? I mean, there was a time in this country when discrimination and bigotry against gay, lesbian, bisexual, and transgender people was worse than it is now. Am I right? We have made progress. We must honor the hard work and the pioneers who came before. And by saying, oh, it's just all horrible and nothing has changed, we're not respecting that tremendous contribution. But by acknowledging that contribution, we have to acknowledge the more work we have yet to do. And that means each of us has an obligation. Don't ask, don't tell is a simple, reasonable request. It's amazing that it's controversial at all. An American who says that I'm willing to risk my life to defend my fellow countrymen and women should never be told no because there's something about you don't like. It's absurd. It's ridiculous. It's wrong. It's immoral. And all of us have to coalesce around to defeat this horrible piece of legislation. And we have to pass legislation that says that we will not simply ask and tell. I mean, so what? I want somebody who knows how to be a good soldier without regard to their affectional preferences or identity or anything like that. And countries all over the world do it. So what are we lagging behind for? But you know what? When we get don't ask, don't tell, repeal, we will look back on the time, this time, and say, wow, what was it all about? Like today, you look at the American military and you see people of all colors in the military, right? We see Colin Powell, Joint Chief of Staff, Chair. But there was a time when America said, we're all Americans, but those black soldiers got to be over there and the white ones got to be over there. And today, it seems ridiculous and anachronistic. And so will this horrible policy one day be the same way. But it won't get that way based on us just hoping for it. It'll be that way because of the hard, tough slugging that needs to be done. And the president set down a marker in his speech, in his State of the Union speech, and I'm looking forward to us holding him to that commitment and allowing him to be the president he wants to be, which is a president about equality. And so we need to all help him with it. Let me also say that it's vitally important that we all remember and understand that some of the most vulnerable people in our community are transgender people. They're valuable, they're talented, they're creative, and they contribute to our community, and yet they are the most vulnerable just trying to walk down the street. People try to harm them because of their identity. We have to pursue policies when we pursue hate crimes, legislation, and every other kind of legislation that, in my view, is inclusive. And I hope that that is an aspiration we all embrace. Now, there are practical gives and takes in every given political situation, but the reality is this is something that I hope we all are willing to fight for. Are we? Yeah. Good. And I also just want to say, too, that, in 1968, there was a case that the Supreme Court passed that struck down the state laws in 16 states. And it said, these state laws said that the state could tell you who to marry based on your race. So in the state of Virginia, if you were black and you would want to marry somebody white, or if you were white and want to marry somebody black, the law said you couldn't do that. And the Supreme Court said that the governor could not tell who to marry who based on their race. So why today should the government be able to tell who to marry who reasonable, logical thing that has precedent in our law. It fits with the Equal Protection Clause, and it's the spirit of the country we live in. And I hope that all of us look at this period of time we're in now, but not just fighting a defensive battle, trying to hold on, but actually think about ways we can advance equality. This is the kind of period of time I think we're in, and it's the kind of time that I think we should be the most hopeful, the most energetic,